We're going for a kayak paddle today over to Bannerman Island, and then we're going on a little tour. I don't know. I guess we'll see the castle.
I saw it on the way here. It looked spooky, so it's exciting. Yeah, unless I was looking at the wrong thing, but it looks like.
How many castles are in the middle of the Hudson?
yeah, right. It was probably that one. So it looks cool.
Welcome to Wild Talk.
Welcome to Wild Talk. Welcome to Wild Talk.
Welcome to Wild Talk.
Let's head outside.
The pandemic sent many of us to stay at home, while brave healthcare and essential workers faced the risks on our behalf. As a result, people who were used to interacting with colleagues, clients, and customers on a regular basis found their relationships relegated to a small, flat rectangle that, while being somewhat magical technology, seems able to contain only a fraction of the presence available in real life, or IRL, as the kids say. For the last 20 years, I've worked as a part of a group called Modus, a digital agency of just under 100 people based in New York. We closed our office in Manhattan in March of 2020 and went fully remote. It's been hard to be physically separated for so long from the people I work with on a daily basis. Much of what we do is complex and collaborative work that lends itself to the kind of energy, trust, and teamwork that seems easier to cultivate in person. Or maybe those qualities of relating can exist through Zoom, but rely on coffers of trust and shared culture that are challenging to replenish at a distance. In fact, during the prior 15 months, a number of new team members had joined the group whom we had only met via Zoom. With the arrival of vaccines, decrease in active infection rates, and lowering of restrictions, we wanted to gather again in person. So we planned an event that could be held safely outdoors, and those who could make it gathered about 60 miles north of New York City to spend the afternoon kayaking. With a mixture of rusty social chops and excitement, we met under a willow tree on a bluebird June day by the banks of the Hudson.
What's most important to me is just having everybody come together, and with the mask restrictions that have just come down, it feels really good to be with everyone in this really relaxed way. And there are a lot of people we've never met before that are part of the Modus family now, and so that's really nice.
I'm excited to physically be around the people that I actually spend the most time with, and be outside in nature with them, and like working towards something and sweating and laughing and having fun, and just all the like very human stuff that we didn't get to do for the last year. So we've been missing dimension. Everything's been very flat, not just because the screen is flat and people are flat, but we all just got very one-dimensional. We had to, so a lot of the beauty and like the messiness and the connections that all happen that you don't realize are happening. The ones you can feel but not see.
I don't go to nature very often. In fact, I'm reeling from looking at anything that's further than 30 feet away right now. It's a little disorienting. I think it's going to be like tranquil and peaceful and kind of zen, which would be kind of good. I'm actually pretty happy just sitting at a picnic table. Like, what is that? Is that a willow tree?
It's a willow tree.
Under a willow tree. Like this is an event in itself, right? So we're pretty good.
Eating tacos.
That's the reward if we make it back.
If we make it back. Yeah. I have a swimsuit on, but I am not planning on
using it.
on taking a dunk. It's more of
intentionally.
Yeah, exactly.
My name's Sarah. I feel so excited about today. I feel calm. I feel both calm and excited.
Good.
Yeah, there's probably a word for that in Finnish or something. I love to kayak. It's one of my happy things. There's a grace to it. I like how low to the ground you are. It feels like you really do feel like you're sort of on the water, in the water at the same time.
We are on the Hudson River, essentially across the river from Beacon, New York. and we're going to go out to Bannerman Island, which I don't see from here, which is making me a little bit uncomfortable because it seems really far away. I like this kind of outdoor stuff. It's a beautiful day. We'll see how it goes in the water, you know. I saw they've got like some life jackets and stuff, so how bad could it be? Worst case scenario, you get swept down to New York City.
Right.
And you're fine.
And you don't have to take the train.
Right. You just go to Chelsea Piers, a little butterfly up to the end of, you know, hop up. One of the boats, Statue of Liberty, where my relatives came through.
Yeah.
Have a great American day. My name's Graham.
What do you do with Modus?
I'm the Chief Strategy Officer.
That sounds important.
Well, you know, it surprisingly is not. It's not at all. And I'm here with Rick, the CEO.
You're trying to pass the buck.
I'm trying to pass the buck to Rick. That's what, see what I just did there? Strategy. You see what I just did? That's what I do.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah. We're a digital agency. We do UX engineering and digital marketing.
Yeah.
And strategy.
And kayaking?
We do kayaking. We invented crossbow kayaking, where you kayak and hunt at the same time.
So clearly you do innovation?
We innovate, with laser crossbows and kayaks.
And railguns?
And no railguns, they're too big for kayaks. You don't need a canoe for that.
That's smart. That's
totally
the engineering part.
Yeah, that's the engineering mindset.
My name is James, and I'll be one of your lead guides today.
I'm Julia, another lead guide.
Another lead guide here. I'm Kyle. I'm Blake. All right, so we're going to start handing out the PFDs to everyone. And they are sized according, so we're going to hand them out individually. But while you're waiting for that, I want everyone to learn how to loosen up your PFD. Once you have them all loose, you're just going to throw them on you just like this, and just hang out and wait for the next steps. All right, so we're going to want to be taking a nice wide grip on this paddle, but not too wide, and you don't want to go close together. So we're not out here like this. We're not in here like this, T-Rexing it. We're not out there going, we're not going to be going very far. And we're not out here like this doing the pterodactyl. We're not going to fly away. You're not going to get any elevation. So you want a nice happy medium. Once we get to the island, I'll point out, the island is right back over there. You can barely see it's blending in with the background, but it's to the right of that orange reflective triangle. Once we get there, we're going to split the group into two different tours. And we decided that we're going to do, how many? First 16? All right, so the first 16 people, it's not a race, everyone. We are all going to be keeping together as one group, as for the most part. So don't be trying to use this as a little trick to get to the island first. But the first 16 people will be taking the longer trip anyway. So once we get to the island, the first 16 people, we're going to direct them around the east side of the island. Then you're going to go around the north side, and you're going to go to the docks. The second half of the group is going to be staying on the south side as we approach, and we'll be going to Wee Bay.
All right, everybody, once you are sitting in your kayak, in order to adjust your footrest, there are these gray bars on either side of the kayak, on the inside, and they are attached to those footrests. All you do is lift the gray bar up a little bit towards the sky. So if we're all set, start pulling them in. He's already out there. All right.
There you go. Are you ready? All right. No problem. Are you ready?
Go down.
There we go.
Got a little wind here.
I know, it's so exciting. Turn around.
As we pushed off from the shore, there was a real sense of elation. We who had been sheltering in place for so much of the last year were breaking free of our moorings and finding ourselves gliding through a vast and wild expanse of water. We felt ready to leave the pandemic and its woes behind, and with over 35 of us, it felt like some sort of eco-sporty armada setting out on a grand adventure.
And then I'm going to go over some more tips and rules, I guess, on how to cross the river safely. Then we're all going to cross from there, okay? So, I'm going to lead the way for now. I'm going to set the pace. We're going to let some people get used to their kayaks that weren't ready to go straight across.
As we cross the river, we are going to try to stay together as one big group as much as possible. This way, boats are able to see us a lot easier. We are also going to try to spread out from side to side rather than front to back as we were just now when we were coming up the river here.
Motilla?
That way boats have room to cross in front of us or behind us. You're going to start following James in just a second. We are going to be aiming for that little bridge. You can kind of see it. It's silver just below that
Armada of
mountain
Innovation.
there, with the rocky face on top. And so if everybody's ready, we can start paddling up toward James.
Bannerman Island, officially named Polo Pel Island, comprises about 6 acres and was purchased by Francis Bannerman VI in 1900, an immigrant from Northern Ireland who was in the military surplus business in Brooklyn. He used the island and the castle he built to store his inventory. As we approached the north of the island, James helped us make land where we were met by Paul Kluckman, the island steward who is part of the Bannerman Island Trust that currently looks after the island. A salty riverman, he pulled up in a small motorboat that he piloted as if it were an extension of himself. He was there to deliver a bit of history of the island and to unlock the gate that some of my intrepid colleagues had started to scale before he arrived.
All right, so this is how we're gonna do it. You're gonna nose up to here, and then one of us is gonna grab your kayak and pull you up. Hopefully we don't fall through the hole that's up here. And then you're pretty much sturdy. You're gonna get out just like he did basically, maybe on the other side so you're closer to the dock. Yeah.
Paul.
I'm Jay.
Jay, pleasure, Jay. Was where they kept all the ammunition.
Nice.
And bombs and flammable things.
Good place to throw a smoke.
Believe it or not, it blew up.
Really?
Oh, it blew up big time.
It looks like it.
It cracked. Supposedly it cracked. This is what we tell people. It cracked windows as far as Poughkeepsie.
Wow.
Which is 10 miles, 15 miles upriver. Just and then one of the big pieces came up and landed right on a hammock where Mrs. Bannerman had just been laying out in the sun catching rays, but she went in for a cup of tea and she said, "You know what? I'm out of here.
That's it.
That's it. I'm done." There was lots of cannons here. He used to, up in the residence, he used to shoot the cannons downriver, and then he got carried away one time and hit somebody's barn or something over here, and they said you can't shoot cannons anymore for some reason. Yeah, just for the hell of it.
I have to call my neighbor again and tell him to stop shooting cannons at my barn.
And then it went to ruins for a long time. I came out here a long time ago. I'm not from the area, but I came out here in the early 90s. You couldn't get on the island. It was so overgrown. It was just so overgrown. Wow. It was so overgrown. And then they hacked it and whacked it, and urban renewal and archaeological dig, and they reestablished. It's pretty cool now,
We made our way on a short 5-minute climb to the top of the island, where we joined the group that had landed on the beach on the south side of the island. After enjoying the views and snapping some Instagram-worthy photos, we gathered in a circle by a large shagbark hickory tree. It felt powerful and meaningful to come together in that way as a group for the first time in over a year. There were some readings to help frame the moment, but it was mostly just reflections from those who were moved to share some of their experiences during the pandemic and what they were looking forward to. It was moving to be out in the middle of the Hudson River, on an island we had all journeyed to, and be listening to these stories that resonated with all of us and seemed connected to the larger collective experience of this intense, difficult, and transformative time. It was cathartic and connective, helping us all let go of the tensions of the time and bring us closer as a group. It was a private moment, so I turned off the mic, but in listening to the comments afterwards, you can sense the shift in energy, the coming together, the excitement to be reconnected.
We got into a circle and we talked a little bit about the last year. And people talked about some good things and some not so good things, and we became closer as we revealed a little bit about our lives.
Good summary.
That's why I get the medium bucks. I can summarize anything. Somebody said that to me the other day. They were like, "Yeah, you really summarize things." I'm like, "Well, we found my value." He summarizes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cheap of summarization. No, so I thought that went well.
No, that was awesome, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a company with a soul, a man with a philosophy. That's good stuff.
All right.
That's what it should be, right? you got to hive mind again a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Connected as a group.
Yeah, I think so. And I think got everybody there. Everybody kind of reflect a little bit, think a little bit, because it's been moving fast. There's been a lot to process. Everybody just kind of take a minute to think and be kind of right in the moment, a little bit behind, a little bit forward. It's a good place to be.
Limomi said she liked how it showed everyone's personality, made you feel like you're part of something. I thought that was nice. Felt good to hear that.
We had a heart-to-heart, and it's like what you do with your family, but this is your work family. So that's what Modus is. It's a work family. And it's not just people you work with or like you would live with them. You care about them. You carry them. They carry you. And it's that sense of family, not just like the people who live or abide together in a house or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of us grew up together in many ways.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have known each other at least 11 years now.
Yeah, and we've grown up a little bit in that time.
It was just a perfect day for this. The water is perfect out there.
It was great. It's a lot of fun. Nice workout, but not too hard. Perfect weather. Just everything was perfect.
Yeah, I thought that was so fun. That's it's the perfect amount of time to be out on the water. It was nice to have a little excursion, destination. Yeah. I feel like you've accomplished something.
That was awesome. Yeah. Feeling good? Ready for
Not
tacos?
crush it, but did it. Ready. Always ready for tacos, yeah.
You look like you were crushing it. Yeah. That river didn't stand a chance.
I know. I felt like I was at the back, and then I kept looking behind, and there were still people, so I felt a little better.
Thank you so
No
much.
problem. Thank you for coming out.
Appreciate it. How did we do as a group?
I did great. You guys are awesome. Laid back group. Had a lot of fun. It sounds like.
Did everybody make it back?
I think we might have left one there.
It happens.
Yeah. Every once in a while we leave one or two. They'll find their way back soon. They're close to the train, so.
We are social animals. We have thrived as a species, perhaps too much so, because of our ability to collaborate, organize, and transmit knowledge. We crave belonging to each other, to family, to tribe, to team, to community. So when we have these moments of connectivity, especially after being in isolation for so long, it rings a bell deep within us. We sometimes resist acknowledging our work community as tribe, as meaningful community, but they are often the people with whom we spend the majority of our waking hours. And this moment we are in seems to be making clear that the opportunity to find meaningful connection at work might need to be more than a bullet point in the HR presentation. We are not out of the woods when it comes to the pandemic, and our return to regular gatherings unencumbered by masks and distancing may be slower than we had hoped. Let's allow ourselves to go slow, and to take the time to reflect on all we have learned from the great pause. Being in the container of nature seemed to bring a depth to the experience that might not have been achieved on the patio of a gastropub in the meatpacking district. Let's find ways to make our gatherings more meaningful, with not only opportunities to connect deeply with each other, but with the beauty of the wild.
Thanks for listening to Wild Talk. This episode was produced and edited by Matt Dellinger and Jay Erickson. Visit our website, wildtalkpodcast.com, to see photos from each episode, related links, and more information about our guests. If you enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to rate, review, and share with friends. Be well, and we'll see you out there.